That was me saying hi, welcome to the podcast in reverse. I'm Asher. Max. The only reason I didn't hit Max is because he was not close enough. Today, Black Mirror.
Problem solved. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Get done! I blocked with my arm though.
Alright, let's this is actually a good start.
For your arm.
You should probably use this.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Let's talk about the podcast. Let's talk.
Okay, the podcast is in a bad state. Okay, we haven't posted in like a week.
We don't have gamer.
We're dying.
We don't. There's no
We
drama.
haven't gotten any new subscribers.
We're picking up for scraps, dude.
Okay.
Alright, so let's talk about Black Mirror.
Yes.
I personally don't know.
No, I'm not gonna make that joke. That joke is too racist to say on the podcast.
Or as it's called in Hebrew, mirror.
No!
Just cut it out. We're gonna be talking about Black Mirror. Excuse me, my favorite show that I don't watch. What's something about Black Mirror?
They came out in season 5.
Tell me about the basics of Black Mirror and its premise.
It's a bunch of mini movies where they all talk about how technology ruins a person's life, or in some episodes, like the latest one, and one from season 3, I'm pretty sure, San Junipero, it's called. Okay, these few episodes are actually good when it comes to
showing the
ending. Yeah, the effects of technology. Gamer, rise up.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the basic premise.
Yeah,
is that each episode
Okay. Come on, go.
Yeah, each episode in Black Mirror is its own different story, and sometimes at the end of the season, or sometimes in the season, they are tied together in some way.
Or they're just hinting at each other.
Or they're hinting at each other in some way. There are connections. The universe isn't disconnected, but each episode follows a different group.
Fun fact: Black Mirror is called Black Mirror because when you look in the mirror, you're.
I want to restart, but we're 3 minutes in.
We don't have to restart. We can cut it out.
There's so much to cut out, though. There's so much to cut out. Now that we've gone over,
you can do it. But so Black Mirror. Now that we know about that, let's talk about the new season.
Okay.
New season came out. What are you guys' opinions?
Came out yesterday. I watched the whole thing through.
I watched 2 episodes. I'm like halfway through the 3rd one.
I've watched none
How
of
many
it.
of you?
I have watched a few episodes from the earlier seasons because Noam grabbed me by the throat and Thanos threw me off a building.
And you loved that. You loved it!
I did not, but I did like the episodes. I just have never really gotten it. You're going to pop that. I have never really gotten into it much.
They're not pop balling.
But these two know a lot more than me, so they're going to tell me all about it.
Yeah.
So, shut up.
Okay. A lot of the episodes actually have to deal with harming.
So I say shut up and then you start talking?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Wizardy woo.
How about he starts? You start because you know less.
What do you want me to talk about?
How your opinion on the season so far, and then he'll say if it's followed through with it.
Okay.
Well, let's first explain what happens in these episodes. Let's go one by one, okay? The first episode that came out was...
Crocodile Zombie Down Adventure.
Actually, you're not that far off. You're not that far off.
It is a episode about these two...
Okay.
Hey, watch your language.
2 of those words you couldn't say.
Yeah, you literally put 2 words. Arguably, one's worse than the other.
Okay, starting here. Ready? I'm gonna clap so you can do it easy. So the first episode is about a gay couple.
That's the argument, though. That's the argument. Are they okay? So the whole thing. We'll go through the episode, and then we'll go into the argument.
There's a debate.
Yes, there is. Okay, so the whole episode is that this guy gets a VR, like a VR game for his birthday, where it basically puts you in the game. And
He
it
gets
goes
a
into game.
grain. So, like, this has been shown in the series a lot because it's a
Is
really...
it actually green, or is it like the thing?
It's like a grain.
It
It's
looks like the
same...
thing from
If it's the thing from U.S.
it's an
Callister,
octagon-
it's the thing from...
I was saying it looks like the thing from what's it called? When they're like looking to the people's mind, they like put the pin thing in.
It's
That's
an-
what it looked like.
Yeah, there's...
It's an implant.
It's an implant that's been in the whole show, like, in different ways.
Yeah.
But it looks the same in every one. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's because they want to cut budget or something, but it does work. So I don't care. Well, this episode starts off with our boy Captain Falcon. That is now Captain America.
Oh, I thought you were saying Captain from Smash, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, they got like how did they do that? But go on.
Yeah. So they got him, and what my boy does is he is having his birthday, as you do, you know. You bring your friend in that you haven't seen for a year, and you're like, yo, you remember that time when we used to play this fighting game called Street Fighter, but it's not actually Street Fighter because we don't have the rights for it?
It's Beat
Yeah.
Fighter.
So, yeah.
It's a wife beater.
So he's like, so I got this new installment where you go into the game and you play as the characters themselves and you can feel the pain.
That sounds like a great idea.
So they do that.
You feel everything in the game.
And
Also, this guy has a midlife crisis in the middle of this, so he's like, I don't want to fuck my wife. I don't want to
love
my wife.
That's even worse!
He has a midlife crisis in the middle, and he's like,
This is about both of them. Now people are gonna be like,
I don't want to
okay,
fornicate with my wife.
better. The first. That
me
makes
and my
sense.
wife don't see eye to eye anymore.
She's not Peter.
We have these.
But then what happens is they go into the game, and I wonder what possibly could ever happen that they go into a game where they feel the pain.
They have sex.
A lot.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The old friend is picking. He always picked
picks
this
a female.
woman character that is the She's the actress.
Oh, I know what the argument's about now.
She's
This
the
is-
actress. Wait, she's the
Okay,
actress
talk
from Infinity War. What is it? What's her name in Infinity
Who'd
War?
you play?
The Guardians of the Galaxy character.
Gamora?
The one with the and
Whatever he did, it's not gay. If it's that woman, it's not gay.
Okay.
But if that's the argument, why don't we just talk about that? 'Cause
Okay,
that's
no,
actually
but the
pretty
whole
good.
thing is, one of the things I noticed is that they started to go through the signs that someone's having an affair. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
if you know what that is. Where it's like not paying as much attention
Yeah.
to the spouse.
I know.
Everything.
Max, buddy, I live with a psychologist who specializes in affairs.
Yeah, I
what
know,
you're
I
talking
get
about.
it. Okay, but yeah, the whole thing is, here's something for the argument though. Basically, eventually he calls his friends like, listen, we gotta stop this, but I want to see one thing first. Meet me at the back of this building. And they're like, listen, we need a kiss, and we need to see if there's a spark. Because they wanted to see if, like, they're actually gay. And they kiss.
Man,
and
what a
there's no spark.
coincidence that they have this episode out on LGBTQ Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah,
I
such
thought
a
you just threw that
coincidence.
knife at him. But
That's so too,
I think
until
by
I
that
didn't see
argument,
blood.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that argument that I think they're
Yeah, that's the argument though.
I think it's no, they're not gay.
To explain to the people who don't know what the argument is, we're trying to figure out if you have sex with another dude in VR, but the character's female, is it gay?
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to ridicule it. And this episode was fine. It was average.
It was okay.
It was one of the bad ones in Black Mirror, but I enjoyed it. I was.
Since we're on the
Pretty-
topic of
pretty-
it's not gay. Traps are not gay. I want to clarify this.
That's something else. I was gonna
Is
say
it
that
basically
kinda relates to
virtual
it.
trap?
We'll talk about the episode later and go.
So like, imagine you go on VR chat.
No, we're gonna go to the next episode. episode
We'll
2.
go through all the episodes and then
Then we'll talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
because this is a premise.
I didn't see the third one, and
Yummy tummy.
I don't
Okay,
want-
second episode looked very promising. Okay.
It did.
The whole thing from beginning to end,
Uh-huh.
or close to the end, was amazing. It just needed payoff. So this episode was about this guy who is an Uber driver or an opposite Uber driver because they go to him.
Yeah, they go to him
it's
and
really
then he
weird.
drives them.
Yeah, that was funny. Anyways, he's an Uber driver. He goes to this place and he picks up people exactly in that place. And this is a really well written episode to begin with because we're like in a mystery of what the hell is going on, and we don't know why he's picking people up in that place. Why he's asking them if they're working in this building that he's picking them up next to, because and that building is a facility of social media network thing. So this guy, what was it, like Shazam, Shazoozle,
what?
Shareem's. It was
the guy's name?
No, the social media and the name of the episode.
I don't know what the name of it. I'll look it up now if you want.
Shareem.
I have the episode.
It'll be hard to mention it without saying Smithereens. Yes,
that's the name of the episode. The name of the episode is Smithereens.
It's also the
he has a bomb.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know?
So he picks up this intern from this company, Smithereens, and he drives him around now that he knows that he works in Smithereens, and he kidnaps him. He doesn't know that he's an intern though, so he was looking for an employee because he's trying to get hold of the CEO and the founder of Smithereens. So he's got this gun, and he puts him at gunpoint, and he's like, okay, give me his phone number, and they go through the whole thing of calling a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows the founder. So they're working up the ladder, but then two cops, they see that the guy was in the backseat being kidnapped.
Because he was getting car sick, and he started like going up and sitting up like.
And he had a bag over him that was kind of revealing. So yeah, let's fast forward to the end where a bunch of things happened. The whole FBI is on there on this. This is in London, by the way. So the FBI is tracking this. There's a bunch of London cops in there.
Yeah.
And there's like snipers, and they're trying to get the guy out of a car, and he's got the hostage at gunpoint.
Yeah.
They finally get a hold of the founder of Smithereens, and what they do here is really disappointing because this whole episode was good up until that point.
Yeah.
What he tells him is, I've gotta work up my like what I'm gonna say, because he didn't think up until that point. And then he says,
he's practiced it over and over again.
And then he says, I blame you. I blame myself because I drove while looking at Smithereens, the app, and ran my car into another driver who was drunk, and he got the blame, and killed my fiance. So,
and the drunk driver.
Nothing else happens from that conversation. He goes through the whole episode trying to contact that guy, and he's just admitting to him that he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And after that, we almost see a glimpse of something happening because there's all these pieces that align, but we don't see any payoff because there's this one scene at the end where we hear a gunshot, but we don't know if it's the guy shooting the intern, or the intern shooting the guy, or the sniper shooting the guy,
or the guy shooting himself.
And that was very important because there was this whole 20 minutes of the intern trying to think, is he gonna shoot me? Is he gonna shoot himself? Because he had this whole grand scheme. We don't get to see any of that. It's left up for the imagination. That sucks.
Yeah.
Another thing is that
the intern turned around. And
there was this lady that we saw 1 minute in the beginning of the episode where she said her daughter committed suicide.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know why. So she tried to get onto her social
This new
media
episode?
platform that isn't Smithereens.
This new episode?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the second episode still. She tried to get onto her social media to figure out if she was bullied or something to her death. And eventually the guy that kidnapped the intern says that he gives her the account so she can figure it out, but we don't find out why she killed herself. We don't see the account.
Wait, did he say that he wanted her to get the account, or did he say, like, I wanted... What do you think he said to the guy? Do you think he was like, give this person the account password, or was it like, give parents permission to get their child's number?
She got a
'Cause they
very
said-
direct message from
I thought he
the
said...
company saying, "Here is your
Daughter's
here's your
info.
I
daughter's
thought, but the whole
info."
thing is they said, well, that she was put on like someone who should be notified when this thing comes out, is what they said. So is it like a new update, like terms of
Well,
service
that's the
policy?
thing. We should see what the outcome of the episode was, but we don't see any of it. It just
Yeah.
rolls credits. We don't see who dies. We don't see who lives. We don't see.
I don't just see people like putting down, like either unscoping from the sniper or putting down the binoculars.
Yeah,
Ah.
I feel like the cops were really unrealistic too. They
Why?
were very nice to the
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
the guy who was like
They're British.
making a
Wait, no, they're
terrorist
British.
attack.
They're British.
They're also like trying to make sure he doesn't shoot the guy in the
No,
head.
cops are always mean. Like, unless they're British. British cops are nice. Cause
Why would you like some tea?
Yes, exactly. Next episode.
Actually, I have to say, in the second episode, he made some really smart moves.
I don't know about that. He made some mediocre moves.
I mean, when he said the gun was fake, that was actually kind of smart.
Yeah, that was. He didn't say that because he knew that the guys were listening to him. He said it because he tried to get the hostage to calm down so he doesn't make any irrational moves.
Okay, I thought. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was.
He,
I thought said-
he literally. I thought he was smart too. I thought like he knew that they were listening to him, and then he was like looking at the Smithereens page and was surprised. I was like, okay, you just ruined that
What did you just show him? What did you show him on his phone?
on his phone. Oh, that's my phone.
What is that?
It's Call of Duty, I think.
I don't know.
Right?
What's
Yeah.
happening though?
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 1, yeah.
Okay.
Look at. Did you not read the caption?
No.
Whatever. You
That's
don't get,
why.
You don't get to see it anymore. Move on.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Next topic.
Okay. Episode 3. Complete mess.
I did not see it. I did not.
Alright.
How far into it am I? I was on my phone watching it, and that's why I wasn't getting notifications. I'm like a quarter of the way through. Let me see. Yeah, I'm like I have 48 minutes left,
Okay.
and it's really weird.
This is a story about a family
My
that
left
is
hip
moved
turned
out.
flipped upside down.
It's a story about a family that is moved into a new place, and the daughter really adores this singer, pop singer,
O'Reilly.
who is also Miley Cyrus.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's when you know you've hit rock
this
bottom.
Hannah Montana?
She was a really good actress.
Is it Hannah Montana?
Yeah, she played the part. Like I have to say, I
I
was
think it Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus.
In the same room.
Yeah.
Hannah
wow.
Montana, Miley Cyrus,
No,
and O'Reilly.
It was hard, but
They
they
did.
Yeah,
got
the whole thing
sources.
is, it was like, you know, you hit rock bottom when they have to put you in as a fake actor or a fake musician in a show. Just kidding.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get hate comments. Oh no. I
Okay.
mean it.
So basically, Ashley O is.
Oh, it's
This
was it Ashley? Or
You know what?
O'Reilly?
This story is so linear. It's so easy to understand. It's not Black Mirror at all. I didn't like it.
Describe it. Tell me.
As far as I've seen, it doesn't seem Black Mirror.
Ashley O is the singer, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana,
Yes.
lookalikes, okay, but it's not actually them, okay? It's Ashley O. Because she's
Oh.
O blood.
Oh.
No, I don't know why it's Ashley O. But it's Ashley O, okay? She makes these upbeat female songs. And what she actually wants to do is express her emotions, which is metalhead rock kind of things. but her manager is an evil witch, and is such a Disney aunt that I was laughing my ass off because it's not at all what Black Mirror is. So the story goes that Ashley publishes this merchandise called Ashley 2, which is a technology that is imported her brain into a toy so her fans can talk to Ashley herself. After a while, that product goes off the line because it was buggy. But this family that moved into a new place, like I said in the beginning, they get to keep theirs because I don't know why. Inconsistent plot holes. That's why. And then they press delete on the limiter in the toy, so the
I
full
didn't
Ashley
pass that
happened.
part.
I know, but fuck you.
Watch your language.
Watch your dick.
I'm gonna mute the microphone and then beat you
With the microphone?
with my wee. Oh,
Why?
bring me the booty.
Is it
Go.
on now?
Yeah, now it's back.
Okay. I'd love it if I could finish my analysis
Sure.
of the episode.
I don't want you to spoil it though.
What do you mean? How am I supposed to podcast?
If you didn't want
Fine!
spoilers, why didn't
Fine!
you podcast about it? That's why I suggest you do the
Say it! Say it! Say
Was I supposed to talk about 25 minutes of it?
Yes.
You
Wow.
Get worse.
I'm get go. Just
Okay. So,
watch.
Ashley goes into a coma because her evil aunt puts her in a coma because she drugs her.
They've been drugging her though.
Yeah.
Which is like increase the dosage.
Yes, the whole canister.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here, just take this glass of water. Why is it like blue?
Actually, she put it in her shrimp.
shrimp.
Stylish.
Mommy,
Stylish.
why does this shrimp have so many like bumps in it? It was pregnant. Don't worry, just eat it.
And okay, so she goes into a coma, but then Ashley too is like, yo, I'm as smart as Ashley O, so I'm gonna get this family to drive me to her house or my house, and and I'm gonna break myself out. So they do that. There's a lot of very cheap comedy things. Like, they go into the... Okay, they
Is it
go...
like that JoJo episode with the guy in the car?
No.
Where
They
they're
break...
like, you're Miley, yo. Do this thing. Do the cigarette trick.
No. They go in... They break into her garage, and the bodyguard is there like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And then she's like, oh, I'm here to see your rat infection.
Infection.
Rat infection.
Rat infection.
I got a rat-shaped infection, bro. That's how wild I am.
Yeah.
Got tattoo of a rat.
Infestation. And,
We know something
and
else
he's
about
like,
that.
okay,
Okay.
come in.
Not like, let me see your ID. Just, you got a rat
And
problem.
she's obviously super young, so I don't know why he trusts her. And then he's like smart enough to say, because there's two girls that go in with Ashley too, the toy, and the bodyguard is smart enough to say, hey, you can't walk around the house unsupervised. And then she's like, but I got to go to the bathroom. And he's like, I can't deal with that. Go.
It's just like, God, they're outsmarting me. I can't do anything.
I didn't believe I was watching Black Mirror.
Dude, it sounds like a knockoff version of like E.T. or something. Hey, you're not allowed to be in Area 51.
Yes,
But-
I am. Okay,
There
fine.
was a
I got a pee.
Ah, fine, go ahead.
I got a shit Good time stamp. Okay, so after
Come on.
the little girl goes around to find Ashley O's body, along with Ashley 2, they go together, and Ashley 2 is like, okay, we found her body. I'm gonna release her. She actually kills her.
What?
I know. And
Just
then
takes a knife.
no, she actually unplugs her from her coma machine.
I thought she was gonna like Chucky, just stab
Chucky.
Chucky, you know, like the possessed doll Chucky.
Oh.
What do you think I was talking about?
No.
Chuck E. Cheese rat.
It's a rat! It's a rat!
I'm about that chunky.
Chunky cheese.
Okay, so she unplugged her from the coma thing that keeps her in coma, aka keeps her alive. She dies.
Flatlines.
Yeah, she flatlines, and then she doesn't.
What?
She's alive. I don't know.
She.
So
Is
I
it just a
know.
dialysis machine? That's
guess.
why. That's why. Because a dialysis machine just shows you your heart rate.
Yeah!
It's not actually controlling your heart rate.
wakes
Okay,
up.
yeah, unplugging it shouldn't do anything.
No,
Once it-
she's in a coma.
Yeah, exactly! There's no reason you should wake up just because you don't have the heart rate machine.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah,
if
no,
it
there's-
is coincidence, she does wake up from a coma at that moment.
It's dumb. I'm not saying it's not dumb. I'm just saying you don't need to have a dialysis machine to wake up.
No, the way you wrote it, it seemed like that machine was keeping you.
The dialysis machine was injecting her with ketamine. She was overdosing.
How much are you gonna have to cut out?
So much. Let's see. We have 27 minutes exactly, and I'm guessing the podcast is gonna be 23 minutes.
Whenever we can end it soon would be good.
Okay, I'm almost done.
This will be the last episode.
So,
Last episode.
The last thing we'll talk about because I'm gonna head out.
So then they're like, okay, we gotta go stop my aunt because she's gonna release a hologram of myself and keep making music without me. And she does that, and then they go and they drive through her, through a wall of her concert or conference thing. And they break through. I don't know how. That was a thick looking wall. Yummy.
Thick.
Yeah. And they're like, the cops also find out these guys are speeding and driving into a wall, so they're like, okay, stop right there.
Okay, now we have to arrest you. Now we have to do something.
No, they were chasing them the whole time, but they're cops, so they're not fast. And they catch up. They drove through the wall. The cops catch up, and they're like, "Okay, get in the car! Get in the car!" And then Ashley O comes out, and they're like, "Well, I guess we can't arrest you now because you're famous, even though you put people in danger."
You ran that woman over while you're drunk, but you're famous, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And yeah, the episode ends with Ashley O actually doing the music she likes, which is metal rock.
Oh. Yeah.
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 That episode was just sunshines and
It
daisies.
sounds like the plot to a kid's movie.
The comedy was the thing that killed me. It was
Dude.
so cheap.
Dude, I'm gonna finish watching it, I swear to God. When they unplug it, I'm like expecting it to play like that Back to the Future, like, sound effects were like the twinkle sound.
Have fun.
And then
watching it.
she, I'm alive now.
So yeah, that was the worst episode of them all,
Oh my God.
in my opinion.
I heard it was bad.
Well, what do you think was worse in the two episodes that you did watch?
I'm just saying. Okay. The second, I have to say, okay, the first one was hard to watch in general. Because there was so much.
You knew. Okay, I feel like it would have
It
gotten
made
a
me
pass.
so uncomfortable.
It would have gotten a pass if they were to do that without knowing that it's each other. Like if they went on online matches and
That would have been
accidentally
even better.
Yeah, and
If
they
they
were like,
did
"Oh,
realize.
this tag is like I've been talking to this person for a while. How about I add you?" And then they get close to each other and they mouth fuck.
That's worse.
But then the shock factor is us finding out that it was actually two besties.
Yeah, what was the shock factor of that episode? We're not actually gay.
One of the guys is. He was banging a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
He was banging a guy. Okay, there was no. He was playing as a female character. He's gay.
You're right, but I also want to say, traps are not gay.
I want to know what you think, Asher, from the episodes that you watched. What do you think about how we commented on these ones?
Apparently they sucked. Like, bad.
They weren't all horrible.
Shut up.
They were lower quality when it comes to Black Mirror standards, but they weren't horrible.
Dude,
well, still, they apparently weren't good.
Let me compare these episodes to Black Mirror episodes that already.
It's really hot in here.
So there's
Max.
Have you watched Men Under Fire? It's the one with the army. That one underperformed a lot. I liked the topic that they brought up of like making a super soldier. That was interesting in itself.
Captain America?
So I feel like
I remember the cool thing, I actually watched the one in VR. That was like the one episode I watched in VR, and I was so underwhelmed that I never did it again.
Yeah, you picked a bad one to watch in VR.
Literally, I was just binge watching Black Mirror, like, you know.
What was it? Wait, is it the VR one where they had?
No, Men Under Fire is this episode where they take these soldiers and they put implants.
It's Halo. It's Halo.
In them, and then they have this success rate of firing at. They have this HUD and they can fire bullets at like 99% accuracy, but they also block out their morality.
But the whole point of it.
I don't get Halo. I haven't played it.
Okay, and the whole point of it is that there's these people like out. I don't know what they are. Like they're just like homeless people more or less, basically. And the whole thing is the implant also changes what they look like to be these grotesque monsters. And so all the soldiers are told that there's this alien invasion or monster invasion or something,
they're fighting
and
themselves.
that they have to what?
They're fighting themselves though.
Yeah, basically, like, we have to protect them. Like, we have to go and kill these monsters. And basically, they find out they're not actually monsters, they're actually people. And so, one of the things is, in order to torture the guy, they go through all of his battle tapes every time he shot a person, and how he's brutally murdered some of these people, thinking that they're monsters.
So, until now, I thought that was the worst episode.
That sounds good.
It has. That's why, because the premise sounds really good and interesting.
Bad.
And that was and the ending it wasn't really that good. So I think that the one with the one with the VR game, even though the newest one with the VR game, even though that was really uncomfortable, it was good storytelling. So I think that one's better than Men Under Fire.
Like, how do you explain that to someone?
But I think the other two are probably the worst, with Ashley O being the absolute worst.
Dude,
also, the name for the third episode was so non-creative.
What was it?
Usually with names of Black Mirror,
what was the name?
they reveal it's like Jack, Jill,
Ray killed Jack and Ashley.
It's the three main characters.
Yeah.
So usually they give
the first one is Striking Vipers, which was the name of the VR game. The second one was Smithereens, which was the social media app. And these are just the main characters.
Usually they tell you the names tell you something about the episode. So like, "Shut Up and Dance" was the phrase that would essentially be in your head while you watched Kenny follow all these instructions in that one episode. And I can give other examples, but we're getting long on this podcast.
So we're gonna end it. Thank you all for watching the official podcast, my podcast, not Max's, and
The official
podcast.
It's the Converse podcast.
Converse podcast, not the official podcast.
The official podcast is
that's an actual good.
Everybody go to Google Translate and type in in.
All right, we're good.
Okay, yeah. Everyone have a good day. See ya.